If you, or just as importantly, anybody you live with or work with have severe post-nasal drip, you really need to watch this video. You stand to gain a world, I'm talking about a whole world of relief just from the information I'm going to give you. All right, please do me a favor. If you think this video might help you or anybody that you know, please hit the like button and leave me a comment down in the comment section. That'll tell YouTube that this video has value, and then YouTube will share it further out in recommendations, and then other people that have this problem will hopefully get some relief like I did. Thank you. Even mild cases of post-nasal drip are very, very irritating, and they test not only your patients, but the patients of everybody around you. It's just almost unbearable to be around somebody that has post-nasal drip, and trust me, if you think it's bad being around them, then trust me, they hate it worse than you do. So in mild cases of post-nasal drip, you'll have a little tickling in the bottom of the back of your throat right here, and that's caused by a thin mucus that just constantly drips down ever so often, and when it hits, it tickles your throat. That's your mild post-nasal drip. In severe cases, what you'll have is an excessive amount of thick, clear mucus running down the back of your throat and building up at your windpipe. That causes a constant coughing and or clearing, trying to get that airway cleaned. Post-nasal drip affects your eating because as you're eating, when you swallow, then especially crunchy foods, they'll go down and they'll hang right on that thick mucus that's hanging on your windpipe. And what it feels like some of those little crunchy pieces are falling over into your windpipe, causing you to cough or clear, and then you can actually feel those crunchy pieces scratching your throat as you try to push it up out of the windpipe. I can't tell you that's exactly what's going on. All I know is I can tell you that's what it feels like. There may be people out there who've had post-nasal drip more severely than I do, but that would be a stretch. I have pretty regularly pulled muscles in my chest. I've given myself hemorrhoids. I even caused myself an inguinal hernia from coughing and clearing so hard trying to get that stuff, and it's to no avail. It's a little mucus in the back of your throat, but you know, when don't work or don't work, then you just try harder and harder and harder, and you just strain harder and harder trying to make it come up. I know it don't make any sense, but you just want relief that bad. So some things I tried, and I'm gonna read these off because my memory's not that long. I tried antihistamines naturally. They didn't really do any good. I tried congestion medicine to no avail. In the more recent years, I've used Flonase, and it may have helped some, but there again, it was very limited. I tried drinking lots of water. They say stay extremely hydrated, and that'll thin the mucus out, and then it'll go on down. No, it won't. Gargle salt water is another thing they tell you. Gargle salt water. I've been told that for sore throats and this, that, and other all my life. Gargling salt water ain't never gave me nothing but salty taste in my mouth. That's it. Nasal rinses, the little, forget what you call the thing. Got one in the cabinet right over there where you push it up one side and it comes out the other, and that's done no good. People say to eat honey every morning, teaspoon of honey or whatever, and never done anything. So now we get down to what y'all been waiting for. What worked? What got rid of my severe post-nasal drip? And this is it, y'all. That right there. That is mullein. It's just a plant. It grows wild here in Georgia. Funny thing is, years ago, I was working out in a field, and I found some of this stuff just growing wild out there. And this stuff is really neat. You're not going to be able to tell much about it, but that is a very fuzzy, soft plant. I mean, it's pleasant to touch. So anyway, I dug one of these plants up and I brought it home and I planted it. I didn't know this at the time, but 2 years later, the first year they only grow leaves. The second year they send up a stalk that makes flowers and makes seeds, and now I got it growing here and there from that one plant. I had seen some videos where people were talking about having a lot of runny nose, mucus. I forget what all kind of problems they were having, but they were saying that they tried this mullein and it dried it up, almost like a miracle. And I'd never seen anything on post-nasal drip, as much as I've looked over the years. I'd never seen anything where anybody recommended mullein. So what I did is I went outside and I picked one of these leaves right here, and I put it in the oven. I turned my oven on warm, and then I left the door open, that first little notch where it's open about 6 inches at the top, and just like you would dehydrating meat or something like that, making jerky or whatever. And then I just laid one of those leaves onto the rack in there. I think it took about maybe 15 minutes or something like that, and it got this crunchy. I mean, it's actually absorbed some moisture since then. It was crunchier than that when it came out. Now, a lot of people, they suggest making a tea out of it, and they say you got to be careful because these little fine fibers on here, whenever you make a tea out of it, if you don't get all those out of there, they can irritate your throat, which would be kind of counterproductive in my opinion. So what I did, and I'm not telling you to do it or suggesting that you do it, but I'm telling you what I did. And my wife ordered me this little old pipe online off of Amazon. No, I don't have a link to it. But she ordered me this pipe. I was at work, out of town. It was here when I got home from work, and I dropped about that much into that pipe. And it didn't near pack the pipe or anything like that. It was just laying on the screen down there. Y'all, I literally took about 3 draws off of that. And I hadn't smoked in years and years and years, and didn't really want to smoke anything, but I was desperate. And like I said, about 3 hits of that. I set the pipe down, went on about my business. I don't know if I noticed anything at the time. The next night, when I came in for the day, I sat there, I put a little bit more. There was still some left in the pipe, but I added a little bit to it. I lit it up. I hit about 3 more draws off of that. I inhaled it, blew the smoke out, and I did that again the 3rd day. Exact same process, 3 hits of it. I have not had a problem. That stuff dried up. I have not had a problem with post-nasal drip since then. Now, after that, I would repeat that process like twice a week. I would sit in my chair in there watching TV, and I'd put a little bit of Mullen in the pipe, take about 3 hits of it, and put it down, be done with it. And I haven't really had to do it again. Now I do it maybe once a week, if that, maybe once every 2 weeks. But y'all, my severe post-nasal drip is flat gone. I'm still like everybody else now. Before I go to say something, before I start this video, that's just part of life. And of course, there are things that I have to clear from my throat from time to time. But as far as post-nasal drip goes, that constant irritation, that choking on your food all the time and all, it's gone. It's flat gone. So, I'm just telling you, if you've got it, if you know somebody that's got it, at least suggest that they try Mullen, whether it be smoking, whether it be making a tea out of it, a tincture. I don't know what all you can do with it, because all I did was put some in the pipe. I took that, I took the old saying, I just put that in my pipe and smoked it. But it done it, man. I am 100% grateful that the good Lord allowed me to find this right here and use it, because it has been such a blessing to me.